What books?
Pardon me?
What books did you write?
I wrote a biography of Admiral Halsey called The Fighting Sailor about naval combat tactics.
I know this book.
Torpedo impact.
Your conclusions were all wrong, Brian.
10 seconds.
Halsey acted stupidly.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Torpedo impact.
Hi everyone, my name is Troy Kinsey. Welcome back to Service Management in the Movies. It's been a while since our last video. We've been working diligently on a number of projects, including a new in-depth online training program that we hope to be launching soon. Plan to be launching soon. In the meantime, we're excited to share this particular video with you to discuss some key leadership and coaching concepts. Today we're going to reference the film The Hunt for Red October, directed by John McTiernan, the Die Hard fame, starring Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, Sam Neill, Scott Glenn, and of course James Earl Jones. So a quick spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie yet, please stop watching this video for now until you've had an opportunity to check that one out, and then come on back. Alright, for those of you who are still with us or have rejoined, this movie is based on the popular Tom Clancy novel about a Soviet submarine captain called Marco Ramius, played by Sean Connery, who abandons his orders and heads for the east coast of the United States. Ramius' submarine is equipped with innovative stealth technologies, so the Red October is virtually invisible. Today we're going to take a look at a few short clips to discuss trust and teamwork. So there are four key relationships we're going to look at today. So between Admiral Greer and Jack Ryan, between the key sonar man Jonesy and Seaman Beaumont, between Jonesy and Captain Mancuso, and between Marco Ramius and his team. So we discuss a leadership concept in my book, Practical Service Management, that I've termed GPS, or Principles of GPS. So guidance, partnership, and support. So what an effective leader provides. So for guidance, it's direction, oversight, and vision. For partnership, working together towards a common goal. And support, providing individual team members with what they need to be successful. We're going to refer back to these key concepts throughout this video. And if you're interested in learning more about practical service management, I'll include a link to my book in the description below as well. So in this first video, let's take a look at a scene where the sonar man, Jonesy, is training Seaman Beaumont on how to identify and distinguish various sounds. Let's take a look.
Do you hear it?
I hear it.
No.
Beaumont, at Caltech we used to do this in our sleep. You hear it now?
Wait a minute. Maybe, it's buried in surface clutter?
Yes.
I should go to SAPS?
Correct. Seaman Beaumont Signal Algorithmic Processing Systems. Give it a week and you'll be teaching at Caltech. So, like Beethoven on the computer, you have labored to produce. A biologic.
A what?
A whale, Beaumont, a whale.
So we're about 10 minutes into the movie. Now, as noted earlier, this is the only clip or scene where I couldn't get an actual clip. So to bring us up to speed, Jack Ryan, a CIA analyst played by Alec Baldwin, comes across information that leads him to believe that Russia has developed a near-silent propulsion system. In the particular scene we just saw, we're on the U.S. submarine called the Dallas. It's important to note, by the way, that this film takes place during the Cold War. And if we just saw, the experienced seaman, Seaman Jones, or Jonesy, is coaching another seaman, Seaman Beaumont, on how to use the sonar equipment. So his guidance is lighthearted and he's encouraging, and this, of course, helps build confidence. There's a little bit of chiding, but it keeps it human. And if there's trust there, that's fine. It keeps the engagement lighthearted and puts the person who's being coached at ease. And it's important to build that trust and respect when you're coaching and leading. It doesn't have to be painful. It can be fun. So there's a short clip right at the end of this where Actually, their training is interrupted by an actual emergency, and Jonesy steps in and takes over. And it's important to note this because, and we talk about this in the book, that it's good to push the team, it's good to push individuals on the team and put them into situations where sometimes they may fail, but not to put them in a situation where they're going to fail and there's going to be grander repercussions for it, of course. All right, let's take a look at the next scene. So in this next scene, Admiral Greer has set up a meeting between Jack, the CIA analyst, and the U.S. Joint Chiefs. He wants Jack to share his thoughts and perhaps this submarine, the one with Seaman Jones and Seaman Beaumont, may have come across the Red October. So let's take a look.
Good afternoon, Admiral.
Afternoon, Matthew.
Where are we going anyway?
Briefing for Jeffrey Pelt, President's National Security Advisor. Most of the Joint Chiefs will be there, along with a few other people.
Who's giving the briefing?
You are. The yeoman will have all the slides laid out for you, so all you gotta do. Look, no one understands this material better than you. Just give him a rundown on the sub and a précis of the stuff in your hand. He's liable to ask some direct questions. Give him direct answers. Tell him what you think. Come on.
So I love the relationship between Admiral Greer and Jack Ryan. Great actors, obviously, so they can pull this off. You get the real sense that they've worked together for a number of years. Admiral Greer seems generally concerned for Jack Ryan's welfare. They maintain a great, productive partnership throughout the movie. So a couple of points. It's important to push your employees to do things that they are capable of achieving, and then to support them in doing so. With regards to GPS, so guidance, so providing directions. For example, Greer's comments, tell them what you think, this is what they're looking for, partnership, both clearly working towards a common goal, trying to determine why the Russian fleet has been ordered to pursue Ramius, and then support. You can do this. He provides Jack with the opportunity to present his findings and ideas. All right, let's take a look at the next clip.
Captain, we are approaching the first turn. 25 seconds to course 195.
Increase speed to 26 knots and recompute.
Another great example of coaching and leadership, essentially always pushing the team, as we've talked about before, to better themselves, and otherwise look at the alternative. If they always took the same route, didn't challenge themselves, if something should come up, which I would imagine always happens often on a submarine or in battle-type conditions, they're not going to be confident. The team's not going to be confident in how they respond. So pushing and challenging to that point where they just feel uncomfortable is really important.
Navigator, recompute for 26 knots.
Turn on my mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Diving control. Come left to 195.
Left to 195.
Up on the bell planes.
195.
So this is another example of great coaching and leadership, always pushing, nudging the team to better themselves. And let's look at the alternative. So they always use the same metrics, the same speed. What's to be learned or gained from that? The time may come, probably come, when things don't go as planned. And each member of the team must be able to actually react and adjust and focus on solving the problem at hand. So I was a bit surprised that there was some hesitation, but I chalk this up to helping to build tension and drive character development. So in this case, we can give it a pass. A few key points: encouraging critical thinking and initiative. So strong leaders don't just dictate. They develop independent thinkers who can analyze situations and make sound decisions on their own. Testing preparedness and readiness. So by putting his officers in a high-stakes scenario, Ramius ensures that they're ready, as we mentioned, for challenges ahead, things that come up that they're not anticipating. Training should be realistic as such and rigorous and purpose-driven, so as close to reality as possible. Maintaining composure under pressure, so despite all the clear tension in the room, Ramius remains calm and controlled, reinforcing confidence in his leadership and, of course, his team. Leaders really set the emotional tone. A composed leader fosters trust, steadiness, even in high-pressure situations. And then last, holding the team accountable. So Ramius expects his officers to know their responsibilities and execute their roles without hesitation, even though there's a little bit of some. A culture of accountability ensures that everyone understands their role and how it contributes to the overall mission success. And I guess there is one more. So trusting your team builds confidence and helps them become more autonomous and a tighter unit, essentially. So awesome. Let's watch the next one. So in this next scene, Jonesy has dug into the information that he gathered from the last encounter with the Red October. Of course, he doesn't know that that's the Red October yet, and he presents this information to his captain. And it doesn't jive with what the equipment tells him, but as we'll see, it does make logical sense. So there's several things going on here in terms of trust and partnership and, well, GPS.
Captain? Sir, the moment that sub went silent and I thought I heard some singing, I heard something in the background, real faint. And then, after all those subs took off, I caught it again, and I managed to get it on tape. I washed it through the computer a few times, and I was able to isolate this sound. When I asked the computer to identify it, what I got was magma displacement. See, sir, the SAP's software was originally written to look for seismic events. And I think when it gets confused, it kind of runs home to Momo.
I'm not following you, Jonesy.
Sir, I'm sorry. Listen to it at 10 times speed. Now that's gotta be man-made, Captain. All right. The first contact was at 0915, and the bearing was 269. At 0930, it was here. I came back to it at 11 and 11:15 here and here. Sir, remember the dispatch we got about Russian sub-skippers running the Canis Ridge at high speeds because they had hyper-accurate surveys of the underwater canyons?
Yeah, Redbook 1.
And the front door to those canyons was a formation called Thor's Twins, right?
Yeah?
Well, look. Look at that.
Right into Redbook 1.
Captain, you may think I'm crazy, but I'll bet that magma displacement was actually some new Russian sub, and it's headed for the Iceland coast.
Have I got this straight, Jonesy? A $40 million computer tells you you're chasing an earthquake, but you don't believe it. And you come up with this on your own.
Yes, sir.
Including all the navigation
Sir,
there.
I've got all the...
Relax, Jonesy, you sold me.
So in this scene, Jonesy has obviously dug into the information he gathered from the previous encounter with the Red October. Of course, he doesn't realize it, he doesn't know for sure that that's the Red October yet, and presents it to Captain Mancuso. So a few takeaways here. So encourage initiative and innovation. Jonesy, a junior officer, takes the initiative to challenge conventional thinking and present a new idea. Good leaders create an environment where team members feel safe to propose new ideas. Jonesy, though hesitant, presents an idea to the captain that initially might sound pretty far-fetched. Back ideas with data, so Jonesy doesn't just guess, he uses analysis and reasoning to support his hypothesis in a really cool way, actually. Strong leadership encourages decision-making based on evidence rather than assumptions. Listen and adapt, so Captain Mancuso could have dismissed Jonesy outright, but instead he listens and evaluates his argument. Effective leaders recognize talent and remain open to new ideas and perspectives. Confidence and clarity really do matter, so Jonesy's ability to clearly articulate his findings is critical, and it's important to coach teams and individuals on how to communicate ideas persuasively so that their ideas don't get overlooked. And trust your expert. So Mancuso understands that Jonesy is a sonar expert, so he empowers him and other specialists to do their work and present their findings. So there's a short interchange at the end of this clip that I wanted to share, and the captain says, and unfortunately we couldn't get that part, but if we get close enough, this is from Captain Mancuso, if we get close enough, do you think you could track him? Yes, sir, I think we can. Good work. And it's such an iconic, underplayed scene where essentially Mancuso acknowledges Jonesy's expertise and asks a direct but empowering question, reinforcing his trust in his abilities. And Jonesy in turn responds with confidence, showing his belief in himself and his enthusiasm to be a part of the team. So I just thought that was poignant. All right, let's move on to the next clip.
You're heading straight into that torpedo.
Yes.
Doing what?
It's turned right into the torpedo's path.
What?
Red October's turned directly into the torpedo's path, sir.
Mother of God.
Torpedo steady bearing 315, range 5,000 yards.
Pelican, more speed.
Negative. We're already running 110%.
And give me 115%.
Estimate range 3,000 yards, closing awfully fast.
He's headed right into the torpedo. What's he trying to do, kill himself?
Dobson, we have a firing solution on the Russian Alpha. Can we shoot back?
They didn't shoot at us. I can't attack a Soviet submarine without authorization.
Torpedo bearing steady at 315, best range 900 yards.
Torpedo impact, 20 seconds.
What books?
Pardon me?
What books did you write?
I wrote a biography of Admiral Halsey called The Fighting Sailor about naval combat tactics.
I know this book.
Torpedo impact,
Your conclusions were all wrong, Brian.
10 seconds.
Halsey acted stupidly.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Torpedo impact.
I'll be damned.
What happened?
Combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. By turning into this torpedo, the captain closed the distance before it could arm itself.
Great scene, great movie. So in this final scene, the captain of the Russian sub, Tupolev, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, is one of the many hunting down his mentor, Ramius. So a few takeaways here. Experience versus overconfidence. Tupolev, despite being trained by Ramius, lacks his mentor's experience and critical thinking skills when under pressure. His aggressive pursuit clearly backfires. So rigid thinking and overconfidence can lead to downfall. So adaptability is really important in leadership. So calculated risk-taking. So Ramius's decision to turn towards the torpedo seems counterintuitive to everyone involved, but is based upon his deep knowledge of weapons mechanics. So effective leaders trust their experience and make bold but calculated decisions when under pressure. So trust and coordination in a crisis. So great leaders build teams that can operate effectively even and especially in high stakes situations. Kind of going back to our coaching and simulation discussion. So as to GPS, guidance, providing a clear vision and direction. So Ramius guides his crew with absolute clarity and purpose throughout the encounter. He doesn't panic or hesitate, and instead he makes the deliberate choices based upon his experience. He provides real-time strategic direction during the battle, ensuring that his team knows what's happening and how to proceed or how to respond. His guidance isn't about commanding, it's about instilling confidence in his team even when facing a deadly threat. So partnership, trust, and collaboration under pressure. Ramius doesn't act alone, so he partners with his officers, Jonesy, and the Dallas crew to ensure success. He trusts their expertise and relies on them to execute their roles effectively, as he would his own crew. Support, empowering others to succeed. So Ramius supports his crew by staying composed and ensuring that they have the information and confidence needed to execute his orders. He doesn't micromanage, he trusts his officers to act, providing just enough guidance to keep the team aligned. So the U.S. crew on Dallas also supports Ramius and his defecting crew, obviously, taking action to protect them from both the Soviets and their own military. So a key takeaway. So the best leaders empower their teams by providing the right balance of guidance and autonomy. They support people in making decisions, team members, developing their skills, and acting with confidence. All right. Well, we're going to close it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and our discussion regarding leadership, GPS in particular, so guidance, partnership, and support, and using video clips from the movie to demonstrate some of these principles. If you have any questions or would be willing to share your own thoughts, insights, and experiences, please put those in the comments below. And until we see you in the next video, take care. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.